In this video, I will explain how to write the perfect introduction for the opinion question which appears in IELTS Writing Task 2. So, let's begin. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel and for another episode of Writing Club, a new series where I explain how you can improve your score when answering IELTS writing questions. Now, let's get started. Just in case you are not aware, there are 5 different types of Writing Task 2 questions, and in this episode, we will focus on the Give Your Opinion question, and more specifically, we will focus on how to write the introduction for this type of question. So just like the last episode of this series, this video will be broken down into 3 stages. In the first stage, we will look at what makes a good introduction. The second stage will focus on the 3-step method which can help you get a band 9 in your writing. And then in the final stage, and this is my favorite part, we will look at a real IELTS Writing Task 2 question, and I will write out the perfect introduction and I will explain what I'm doing as I go along. So, stage 1. What makes a good introduction? Well, a good introduction should tell the reader exactly what will be in the essay, and also it will be straight to the point and short. Now you might be thinking, why should the introduction paragraph be short? Well, the reason why you want your introduction paragraph to be short is because you want to spend most of your words and most of your time focusing on the body paragraphs. So, if you haven't watched my last video in this series where I explain how to write a good introduction for the advantages and disadvantages question, in that video I explained that a good essay should include 4 paragraphs: the introduction, body 1, body 2 and the conclusion. That's 4 paragraphs. So the more time you spend on writing the first paragraph, that just means that you have less time to write the final 3 paragraphs. Therefore, we should make our introduction short and straight to the point. So here is our question, and this is a real IELTS question, and this has been taken from the British Council website. So let's go through it. The text says, write about the following topic. A person's worth nowadays seems to be judged according to social status and material possessions. Old-fashioned values such as honour, kindness and trust no longer seem important. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this opinion? Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. Write at least 250 words. Now, before we answer this question and more specifically write out our introduction, we need to know exactly what goes into writing a good introduction. So this is where the 3-step method comes into use. So the 3-step method is basically where the introduction is broken down into 3 steps or 3 sentences. So in the first sentence, we will write out a general unbiased background statement. Don't worry if this doesn't make sense just yet. Remember, I will explain this further in stage 3, and I will also write this introduction myself so you can watch it firsthand. Now in the second sentence, we will reword the question in our own words. And in the final sentence, we will tell the examiner exactly what we will do in this essay. So let's go straight to the screen for stage 3, where I will write out the perfect introduction for this opinion question. Right, so for this example, we will use the same question that we used at the start of this video. So let's have a read. Write about the following topic. A person's worth nowadays seems to be judged according to social status and material possessions. Old-fashioned values such as honour, kindness and trust no longer seem important. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this opinion? Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. Write at least 250 words. So remember our 3-step method. The first thing that we will do is write an unbiased background sentence. Then we will reword the question. And then finally, we will explain what this essay will do. So now let's apply this 3-step method starting with step 1. So for step 1, I wrote my unbiased background sentence, and that is, a person's worth can depend on a variety of things such as materialistic possessions and good character. So the way I came up with this sentence was by looking at the statements in the question, which is a person's worth nowadays, that whole sentence, and I've just rewrote that in my own words using synonyms. So one of the synonyms that I've used is materialistic possessions. So in the statement, it says material possessions, and I've just used the word materialistic possessions. So not that much of a difference, but I've still changed it around. The second synonym that I've used is good character, and this is a synonym for honor, kindness, and trust. So that's all I've done there, is just reworded a few words to come up with an unbiased background sentence. Also, another point to mention is that on one side of the argument, it talks about materialistic possessions, and then on the other side of the argument, it talks about honor, kindness, and trust. So I've used both of those terms, which is again materialistic possessions and good character, to show unbiasedness. So that's how we come up with an unbiased background sentence. Now for the second part, we will reword the second sentence, which is kind of part of the overall question. So some people believe that traditional values such as trust are no longer important. So as you can see here, this sentence is not unbiased. It almost creates an argument, which is perfect because that's what this essay will aim to do. It will almost aim to solve an argument or a discussion. And then the final step and the final sentence of this introduction is, this essay will discuss how a person's worth is still judged by old-fashioned values. So here I've clearly mentioned exactly what this essay will aim to do. Also, if you read carefully, it says this essay will discuss how a person's worth is still judged by old-fashioned values. Therefore, I have already shown in my introduction paragraph that I agree with good character being judged by old-fashioned values. Now, with this sentence, what I've done is I've already shown in my introduction paragraph which side of the argument I agree with. Now, you don't have to do this in the introduction paragraph. However, with this type of question, I will probably advise it. So now let's look at our full, complete, precise introduction. A person's worth can depend on a variety of things such as materialistic possessions and good character. Some people believe that traditional values such as trust are no longer important. This essay will discuss how a person's worth is still judged by old-fashioned values. And there you go, that's our complete introduction. Okay, now that brings us to the end of this video. If you liked this video, you might want to check out this video here, which is the first episode of this writing club series, or this video on the screen, which explains some of the best tips for writing task 2. Don't forget to hit that like button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.